Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I am honored to be able to do one more reading in the 1 to 3 p.m. time frame in honor of Tom Woodruff's open mic that he would do on the first Wednesday of every month. Sorry, I shouldn't be telling you, I should just be reading poetry, right? Okay, these are select poems from the Scars Publications 2021 Annual Issue Collection book. This is titled Regarding Utopia. You know, regarding Utopia. It is actually a bunch of roses that were caught in the snowstorm here in Austin, where we lost power for a week. Figured I might as well go around and photograph the madness that's going on outside, right? Anywho, I'm going to share with you a bunch of tiny poems from the beginning of this book, random places throughout this book. I hope you appreciate them. A lot of them are Twitter length periodic table poems that were posted up in response to a gentleman sending periodic table stories to us, and so we would match them with periodic table poems or Twitter-linked periodic table poems. This first one is titled Beryllium Shimmers, and it has an image that comes along with it, which is impossible to see in these readings. So if you want to look up Beryllium Shimmers at scars.tv, you could find the link for it right there. This is Beryllium Shimmers. Your emerald essence is the chlorophyll of the fields. Your aquamarine aura intensifies our blue earth sky. Your beryllium brilliance brings out the blue in our oceans. I'm so attracted to you when you make the universe shimmer. And I jump to another Twitter-length poem. It is not a periodic table poem. It comes with an image, which I can't accurately show in these things, so I say look up the poem at Scars Publications, scars.tv, in alignment with this book, or just look for it in writings titled Over the Lives. People came here, set up their homes over the lives of those who have died. The Polish, the Jews, and they thought that just because they moved here, those terrible fates wouldn't happen to them too. That is not written about World War II. But it makes you think it was. I know, sorry. Here's another Twitter-length poem that is titled Elaborate Exaltation. It's got a really cool image. Trying to show it off for you people. Just, if you go to scars.tv and look for the writing Elaborate Exaltation, you might have better luck because you can see it in color and it'll look so triple plus awesome. Elaborate Exaltation. These elaborate roads with phenomenal views to the summit of this majestic mountain are for you. After you have been this impenetrable fortress, you become the summit, and I must exalt you. This is fun, just randomly going through the book and finding tiny poems. This one is titled On the Surface. Everything seems so perfect on the surface. You make sure on the surface you have it all, and without trying, you upstage everyone else. But no one sees what your mind goes through. Behind closed doors, you're falling apart. You fear you're losing your mind, but don't tell anyone. Your house of cards is too precariously balanced for anyone to ever consider it's about to fall apart. Your life is supposed to be perfect. So, what then? Man, these are fun. Just ripping through and finding one short poem after another. Just randomly, I've got all these bookmarks and I'm just going. This one is, hey, it's a Twitter-length poem that relates to an element in the periodic table. Ha! This is for Einsteinium. Sorry, this excites me so because I'm such a science geek. This is titled Einsteinium's Mysteries. What seems like a half-life with you is only a fraction of a second. But during a pandemic, we learned of your true bond resistance. Your shifting emissions were only revealed once we figured you out. You hid from us for decades. But trust me, we know who you are now. I don't know how many more I'm going to do here. Let's see. I don't know, maybe 5 more. We'll see. We'll see what we come up with for the end of this reading for you guys. This is another periodic table poem for the element Scandium. Scandium, held tightly. Maybe when the moon was torn away from us, maybe then, scant you went with the moon, once perchance a gift from our humble, abundant sun. The Soviet Union kept you in the Cold War, so what we keep of you remains a trade secret, and we'll hold tightly. How I love just coming up with these periodic table ones. This is for early element in the periodic table. This is for lithium, number 3. This is Lithium Desperation. Please don't tell me I'm crazy for wanting you, but I couldn't stand being me. But with you, my blood was on fire. With you, I'd feel tremors and twitch. And with you, we destroyed everything we had. You helped me destroy everything that was me. I seem to be going backwards in the periodic table because I was at number 3 and now I'm going to read number 1. No, not hydrogen. This is actually number 2. Sorry, misread it. This is helium. This is Helium Rising. And it comes with an Instagram image, which is really hard to show you guys. So if you want to know about it, go to Scars Publications, scars.tv, and do a search for the phrase Helium Rising. And maybe you'll find the link to this Instagram / Twitter / Facebook / Tumblr image. So, Helium Rising. You elevate me, a solar flare penetrating my pores. Though I know you're colder than anything I could know. You're hard to find, but you say you're common, and you make me fly. But when I literally breathe you in, within a minute, you're gone. I think I've got a couple of Manganese Twitter-length poems. And then a couple short ones after that, and that's all I'm going to read for you guys from this reading. And it's one more with an Instagram image for Manganese Growing. Some cool looking plants, I believe I photographed in Kent, Ohio, I believe this is what this is. But if you want to know about it, go to stars.tv and do a search for the poem Manganese Growing, and you might find the links there. This is Manganese Growing. Everything grew with her. When she died, the world stopped growing. I filled my home with plants, gave them manganese, since it assimilates carbon dioxide in photosynthesis. So, plants. I'll breathe you in. You breathe for me. And we'll keep each other alive. You would laugh when everybody comes over. They're like, here's this wall of plants you have. And I'm like, yeah, well, that's where the window is, so everything grows, right? But I've got another one for manganese, a different one called Manganese Can Cure Us All. And it's got this great COVID image. Yeah, yay for COVID, so you know it's relatively recent, right? Anyway, manganese will cure us all. We fight for our lives, saving ourselves from viruses. But now I hear positively charged manganese complexes protect human proteins, but not virus DNA, making manganese antioxidant vaccines sterilize microscopic bugs, helping our insides run and manning the front line to save us too. Might as well look for ways to be able to help us in the pandemic, and I didn't know the manganese could actually help. What? Anywho, I've got two more, and yes, they come with images, and I think I am going to share these images with you as well. This one is called Just a Little Crazy, and it's the only way that is showing up is in this picture that is in this book. But brace yourself. Here it is, just a little crazy. If people get crazy during a full moon, it's only because the full moon is just so much brighter to us earthlings. For the moon's surface reflectiveness, all rough, textured, causes the full moon to be 6 times brighter than a half moon. If that is why we love the moonlight so, and when the moon is full and we bask in that moonlight, why is it so wrong if we all just want to get a little crazy? Anywho, yes, I give it, and I've got a sad one for the ending one. I probably should have saved that one for the ending, but this is a haiku for Katie, a black cat. She's a little black cat. Look at those eye bones. Look at those eye bones. If you want to see it, you can check it out online. It might have a little color, and you can see how green her eyes were. But this is a haiku called Katie, and it was written on the 17th of August, which is National Black Cat Appreciation Day. Anywho, this is Katie. Found by firemen, feminine me took you in, loved you till the end. I've had so much fun just reading little poems for you guys. I read these poems from this annual Scars Publications collection book from 2021 called Regarding Utopia, which is so appropriate to have a bunch of frozen roses on the cover for Regarding Utopia. But I do this on the first Wednesday of the month, like I used to do on the first Wednesday of every month at the Tom Woodruff Poetry Gathering called Community Poetry, where I would read material from recently released Scars Publications books. I feel terrible, Tom, that we can't be up and running at Half Price Books in Austin again, but in the interim, this is not the open mic, but this is in honor of the open mic. In homage to the open mic, I read these poems now for everyone. I hope everybody is staying safe. I hope everyone is staying poetically inclined. I hope everyone's had their vaccination. Hello? Get your vaccination so we might be able to get back to normal. Hello. and I hope everyone stays strong, stays poetically inclined. You guys have an absolutely wonderful day, have a wonderful month, and I look forward to seeing each and every one of you very, very, very soon. Thank you all so very much. Thank you very much. Thank you.